Okay, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about a feeling that, let's be honest, probably hits most of us in long term relationships at some point. It's that nagging thought that someone else's partner just seems, well, better. Today, we're going to pull that fantasy apart and see what's really going on.
It always seems to start with this question, right? You look at a friend's husband or see a couple on Instagram and you can't help but think, wow, how are they so romantic, so attractive, so exciting? This is the little spark that starts the whole fire of comparison.
And seriously, let's get one thing straight. This is an incredibly common feeling. Whether you're a guy looking at his friend's wife thinking she's just so beautiful and, hot, or you're a woman thinking your friend's husband is unbelievably handsome and romantic, you are definitely not the only one feeling this way.
I mean, look at these thoughts. This is the classic the grass is greener on the other side syndrome. What we're doing is comparing our own life, the full, unedited, behind the scenes movie, with someone else's highlight reel. It's an unfair comparison from the start.
So, how do we even get to this point? To really get it, we need to look at how a long-term relationship naturally changes over time. It's a journey, really, from that initial honeymoon excitement to, well, the everyday routine. When a relationship starts, it's just pure fire, right? All that excitement and passion, it feels like years of desire are being fulfilled in just a few months. But that honeymoon phase, it has a pretty short shelf life. Before you know it, reality and routine start to creep in. This table just lays it out so perfectly. You go from this world of intense desire and fulfilling fantasies to the daily grind. You trade constant novelty for habit and familiarity. And look, that familiarity can be wonderful and comforting, but it also carries the risk of boredom setting in.
The source material gives us this absolutely brilliant metaphor from South Asian culture. Dal bhat, which is lentils and rice, is a staple meal. It's good, it's nourishing, it's reliable, but if you eat it every single day, you're going to get bored. A relationship can be just like that if you don't spice things up once in a while.
Okay, but what about that perfect person? You know, the one who seems like an exciting new dish on the menu? Well, let's pull back the curtain and take a hard look at the reality of others. We are experts at building these perfect images in our minds, aren't we? For women, it might be the Sapno Ka Rajkumar, the absolute prince of dreams, this charming, dashing, exciting guy. For men, maybe it's the super stylish, modern woman who just seems so effortlessly cool. And here it is. Here's the big reality check. That prince of dreams you're busy idealizing? Yeah, he's probably at home, stressed out, maybe even arguing with his own partner. And guess what? He's likely online searching for relationship advice, just like the rest of us. He is not a fantasy. He's a real person with real-life problems. This all boils down to what we can call the facade effect. The creator of our source material makes such a great point about herself. She says, she puts on makeup and does her hair for videos, but at home, she's usually got no makeup on and her hair is just tied up. The point is, what we see in public is almost always a performance, not the full story.
Okay, so this brings us to the most important part of this whole conversation. The answer isn't to go looking for a new story with someone else. The solution is in your hands. It's about picking up the pen and deciding to improve your own story.
Exactly. Instead of just daydreaming and wishing things were different, which honestly just drains your energy, the advice is to take that same energy and proactively invest it in the partner you chose. It's about building and nurturing what you already have. And the advice is actually super clear and actionable. It breaks down into these 4 simple steps. Improve what you have, create the person you desire, communicate your needs, and try new things together. So what does that actually look like in practice? This is all about taking action. So if you're wishing your partner dressed a bit more modern, don't just sit there and wish. Help them explore that style. Maybe buy them a new outfit you think they'd look great in. If you wish they were more romantic, you take the lead. You plan a date night. The whole idea is to help create the partner you want to be with, not just expect them to magically read your mind and change. And here is the final mind-blowing twist. Just think about this for a second. While you're over here admiring someone else's hot or exciting partner, that very same person might be looking at your partner and thinking, wow, I wish my partner was that kind or that stable or that caring. They might be admiring the exact qualities you've started to take for granted. So at the end of the day, the power to make your relationship better doesn't come from finding a new person. It comes from reinvesting in the person you're already with.
You know that saying, the grass isn't greener on the other side, it's greener where you water it? That's really what this is all about. So the question to leave you with is, how are you going to improve your story?